Welcome to a review of the life and suffering of Sir Brante. Today, we'll discuss the reasons why or why not this game is worth it. Now, the life and suffering of Sir Brante is a narrative-driven, text-based role-playing game set in a ruthless medieval realm that comes to life on the pages of the protagonist's journal. You go through the life of Sir Brante and you write out what he did in his life and how he affected the fate of the blessed Arcanian Empire. This is a game where you make decisions, text-based decisions, that will decide the future of the story. The price point is $20 on Steam, and for that price point you'll get 15 to 40 hours of gameplay, and you'll have 3 possible storyline arcs. You can play as a judge, play as a conspirator, or you can play as a spiritual leader, a cleric. Now, this is a very cost-effective game in terms of time spent. If you think about straight comparison, this game is similar to a book and similar to a movie. A movie, you go to the theaters and you can spend around, let's say, depending on the theater, $6 to $11 on a movie ticket, yielding 3 hours of entertainment. On the other hand, you could go and purchase a book. Purchase a book for, say, the price point is different, but let's say you purchase a book for $20, the same price point as The Life and Suffering of Sir Brante. And that book will typically yield anywhere between 20, maybe to 60 hours of entertainment as you enjoy the story of the book. In that case, The Life and Suffering of Sir Brante is very cost effective because it combines both elements. It combines movie elements as well as book elements into one package. That's why it's very cost effective. Furthermore, I mentioned 15 to 40 hours of gameplay. Well, you have 3 storylines, so 15 to 40 hours is a very safe measurement. It's a very low ball measurement. You'll probably have much more than that as you run through multiple storylines in this game. So in that case, it's very cost effective. Now there's another factor to consider besides cost effectiveness, and that is the artwork. Now you're looking at the artwork right now. Do you enjoy the dark fantasy, gothic style artwork, or do you not enjoy that? If you don't, then this game might not be the right game for you. If you do, then this game is looking much better. Now let's go run it through a simple game for us. We'll take a basic name. We'll take John as Sir John Brante. We'll say go into chapter restarts, disabled for Ironman mode, and consequences as hidden. This is the hardcore mode that every player should play as because it puts you in the most realistic setting in the world. We're going to go right into the world and you're going to see for yourself how you enjoy this game. Now there's a playthrough of this game at the end of the video. There'll be a link to 2 playthroughs and several more on my channel. You'll get to experience the storyline for yourself. You'll get to see it all before you can even purchase the game. There's also a demo linked in the description below if you want to experience it for yourself. But I would highly recommend, if you're not sold on this particular game, to go into that playlist and at the end of the video, go into that playlist and watch the game being played for yourself before you make the purchase. I don't want you to spend money unnecessarily if you don't like the game. If you do like the game, then that playlist, that playthrough will be able to confirm it for you. Alright, and then if that satisfies you, then you should go into the demo, the free demo, where they give you 30% of the game.
My life remains written on these pages.
Wow, fantastic.
But my fate has always been my own. Every deed, every choice, every person I met made me what I am. Could I have taken a different path? Could I have found a different calling? Altered the very course of history? And what price would I have to pay?
What a fantastic introduction. As someone that's played through the entire game, I can tell you that this game has fantastic artwork. It has fantastic dynamic decisions that you don't see coming. It's very logical, very progressive in how it goes through it. It's very linear, but it also has a lot of offshoots that you can explore. We start at the beginning of the book, but also at the end of the book, right? We start at the end of the book as the main protagonist is writing about how his life progressed. And you're filling in the blanks right now. You're kind of going through the book from beginning to end, where he's talking about the end. Right now, he's at the end of the book. He's dying, and he's describing it to you. Now we're going to go through this book real quick, and we're going to go fast so you can have a good summary of the entire game in the limited time we have left. Now, as I'm going through this, I'm going to give you the final summary of the pros and cons of this game. The pros of this game: it has great artwork, fantastic gothic style dark fantasy artwork. It has a dynamic storyline, and it has engaging characters and in an interactive world where you can actually influence things. It's not like a COD first-person shooter game where everything's going to go in a certain direction and you're just affecting tiny details on the way. No, you have real choices where you can kill characters. Characters can just die because you make bad choices. You can promote characters into fantastic elements. Look here, you have 5 different elements. You have childhood, adolescence, youth, and then the peacetime and wartime. Now you'll see at the playthrough at the end of this video that I don't even make it to the revolt. I don't even make it to the war, because this game on Ironman mode is so challenging. It's such a relentless, ruthless world where your decisions have a real impact. And my decisions as a master's student, as someone that works at a Fortune 500 company that walked into this game expecting to crush it in 5 hours, I'm 15 hours in and I got crushed myself. I have to start over from the beginning because this game is just so good. I'm going to start over from the beginning, and I'm going to try to beat this game again on Iron mode. No cheating, no looking at the consequences, no looking at the complications, no looking at the details that's going to provide you. No, none of those crutches. I'm going to try to crush it myself. Take a look at the playlist at the end of this game. See for yourself how I'm going to crush it. But also see the first playthrough. See how it's so difficult and how it's so challenging. Now, it has cons. It has cons, and you're going to need to know about these negatives before you purchase the game. First thing you're going to know, from someone that's actually played through the entire game, there are some misspelled words. Yeah, there are some misspelled words. The authors, maybe they had a bad day, but throughout the game, you're going to see a maximum of maybe 4 or 5 misspelled words where they just mix words up. It's nothing egregious, but it's there, and it can be distracting. There's a lack of voice acting. This is a text-based game. As you can clearly see right now, there's no voice acting, and that's a clear negative. I would prefer there to be voice acting in this, and I think it would be awesome. It has tons of music. It has tons of sound effects, but it has none of the voice acting that is necessary. None of the voice acting in, say, Detroit Becoming Human, which is a fantastic game. I highly recommend you check it out. But this game would be so much better if it had it. It also doesn't have that many animations. It should be kind of like a movie, right? It should be kind of like a movie and kind of like a novel, all jumbled into one, like an audiobook, but it doesn't have that, and that's a clear negative. Now, if you like an audiobook type game, I'm offering an audio playthrough, also linked in the description and linked at the end of this series. Now, if you check out my channel, you'll see the audio where I basically can present an audiobook of this game for your consideration, and you can experience that without going through the trouble of reading it for yourself. It's a very good game, and those are the cons, and I've already discussed the pros. I hope you'll take a look at the playthrough before you consider purchasing it or abandoning this game. And if you do like the game by taking a look at the playthrough at the end of this video, then I would highly recommend you check out the demo before you play it, right? It's a $20 investment, but the demo is free, and the demo is, ironically, 20 to 30% of the game. It's the tutorial version of the game. Before you get into the very serious and very tough, let me remind you, very tough version of the adult lifespan, where your dynamic decisions, they affect the relationship of your destiny. All right, these are the 5 chapters. The first two chapters are free. The latter 3 chapters are the dynamic versions where death is a very real possibility. First chapter, when you're a baby, when you're an adolescent, there's hardly any chance to die. But 4th chapter, 5th chapter, the revolt, you better believe you're going to be dying there. Wow. If you make one wrong step, you're going to be perishing. Your friends are going to be perishing. Your mentor is going to be perishing. Your father, your family, your brothers, your sister. Your personality, so you get to describe your stats as a character as you make decisions. You describe your age, your estate, and also your family status. Now, this is very important. Your family is affected by your actions. Just like in any medieval game, your reputation, your wealth, and also the cohesion of your family is very important. And also, who is the heir? Well, that's not you right now, it's your brother. But you'll learn why it's your brother if you play through this game, if you check out the playthrough at the end of the video. And of course, you have the family unit. Now, the family unit actually expands later on. There's more and more characters get introduced. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but there's more to come. Also, you'll see here you have adolescence, so you have your relationships between different characters, key NPCs, key leaders, key judges, key soldiers, and different people that you'll meet. That's very important on the way. You also see that there's an adolescence here. This is going to be this is going to be kind of a map. This is going to be basically what's happening in the realm, your law and order, and then of course your revolt. A lot of different things here. Going into the childhood, we don't have much time left, so I'm going to go through a quick few pages for you. I'm just going to give you a taste. I highly recommend you check out the playthrough at the end if you enjoy this particular game, and if not, well, I hope you were better informed by this analysis. And have a great day and a wonderful week. And yeah, if you enjoyed this analysis, if you found it entertaining, and if you found it informative, then I invite you, please hit that subscribe button, please hit that like button, and I hope you have a fantastic day and a wonderful week. Stay safe. I'll see you guys next time. I'll flip through pages for you.